Hello everybody, welcome to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about that fabled planner piece that everybody likes to achieve, and I believe I found it for myself, and in this video I'm going to tell you what I mean by that, because surrounding this thing you see a lot of different things. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that this is the one that I had printed a while back with some standard stuff in here that I designed on the computer myself. This layout is currently not what I'm using because every once in a while I like to change how things look. This is now the latest layout, so I have now put my to-do tacto section up here. So this is like a 3x3 grid where I put my to-do things. And underneath, I've decided to put like a little timetable so I can like block the time and visually give it a color so I know exactly what roughly time I'm going to do what thing, or some idea of what I'm going to be doing around that time, so I can see for myself, okay, this is going to be a busy section over here, but over here I've got plenty of time, like at least not so much to do things going on at that point. So the planner piece comes in because I have, of course, that file on my computer that I showed in a previous video where I was talking about how I was going to do my new layout. So I'm going to have to incorporate this in here as well. And of course I'm going to print out new stuff, and we're going to try that for a while and see how that goes. And that sounds like things are still in flux, and that doesn't sound like planner piece as people might imagine it. But the piece comes in with all the stuff around here, because I find that if I'm able to work on my layout and then not have to rely on any external company anymore to make the planner itself, then that already puts me at ease a lot more, because that means less spending of money. So what I do now is I work on a new layout. That's step number one. Then I print a few pages. Now, a few pages is not enough for me to use a bunch of O-rings over here and then make a whole booklet out of it, because that's just a waste of these rings. Also, I don't want to print an entire thick booklet like this, because it may not be exactly what I want all the way through. But what I'll do is I'll take like this punch over here with the 6 holes, and this is just an example over here. I'll just take these bookbinding rings, which are these guys. Oh, that makes a lot of noise. Bookbinding rings like that. They open up. Let's see if I can do that real quick. They are a little stiff, so sometimes takes a while. There you go. These guys open up. So I'll punch holes in those few pages that I have printed. I'll put some bookbinding rings through the hole, so I have a little thing that I can just work with without having separate sheets, because I hate that. And then after a while I'll be like, yeah, this is it, or no, this is not it, back to the drawing board, like that, back and forth. And when I eventually have something that makes me go, yeah, this is going to be it for the X amount of time ahead, I'm not going to print a full book. I'm going to print like maybe a month's worth or 2 months worth, like, so I don't have to constantly make new ones. And then I'll probably get some smaller rings, because this is one of the bigger ones that I got with the cinch itself. This is a 0.75 inch gold binding wire. I'll probably get a much thinner one, or maybe some of the plastic ones or whatever, so I can make a thin booklet and then just have 1 or 2 months in there that I am going to work through and use. And then after those 2 months are up, I either print a new stack of 2 months, or I make some adjustments and then print a new stack of 2 months with the adjustments in it. So basically it comes down to me being able to adjust the things that I'm currently using, not spend a whole bunch of money, not spend a whole bunch of paper, waste a whole bunch of paper, and still have the flexibility that I need, because things change all the time. And I think I've said that in a few other videos as well. It's kind of like a self-discovery thing. Things change, things are constantly moving, shifting, your life changes, your needs change as a result of that. So I'm never really going to find a commercially produced planner that's going to fit what I want, and what I want changes. That's basically what I'm trying to say. And sometimes I look at other people's planner videos and they buy like a happy planner or something like that, and I'm like, okay, fine, the happy planner, go ahead, have fun. And then they also buy a whole bunch of sticker kits and then completely basically change the layout of the happy planner. So the happy planner in that case just becomes a I guess canvas for their sticker kits. And then I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not going to say anything about it like towards them. That's just what they enjoy. They love doing that. But I would personally, that would drive me crazy, that I would have to, first of all, buy a planner that has a certain layout in it. And then also have to buy a sticker kit or something to make it into something that's more closely what I want or something. So for me, planner piece, like if I were to put it in just a couple sentences, is knowing that I can always adjust what I have for little cost and independently. I can just do it myself. I have all the tools, I have flexibility, and the reason why I also went for these book rings is because I love to have it open like this. So I was like, I need to have it on a ring system, but I don't want to print an entire booklet at once, and therefore I need something a bit more separate. And these little pages, by the way, made for a tiny file effects that I'm hoping to get in a few weeks. But in preparation, I can't wait to actually have paper ready for it. So I took a couple of old notebooks that I had that were like this size, like twice this size, and just kind of cut them down, rounded the corners, punched some holes, and this is the paper that's going to go in there. So I have like a pocket size, an actual pocket size, because the pocket size file effects are not my pocket size. I need a mini for that. So I have that paper ready because I just can't wait. But I thought it was cute to also put it on the rings as a demonstration of how that would work, because then I can actually turn it around and then have this page up front, for instance. Of course, these rings are a little bit wobbly because I'm not used to having a whole bunch of paper on it like this. But that's kind of the idea behind these guys, that I don't have to have a separate, like, loose stack of paper laying somewhere that I'm doing stuff with. I do have it together, so it actually works like a planner instead of just a separate stack of paper. But it's not so solid that I'm going to have to waste a ring system on it. I'll reserve the rings and the cinch over here for when I actually have something that I know is going to be good for at least a few months. I'll put that on here, and then we can have that going. This, by the way, is the cinch that I got the other day from We Are Memory Keepers. I have not used it yet. I'm going to try to see what type of holes I can make with these. Can I see that? I think they're square-ish, but I can't really see it because it's right underneath that. Although this looks like a circle, so maybe that is actually a circle system rather than square. Okay, so I'm guessing we're putting circles over there. That's fine. So like I was saying, over here at the front, you're going to punch the holes with this thing, and then in the back, over here, you can see that? Yeah, you can put the rings here, and then when you push it down, this thing comes down as well, and that pushes the rings together so that it actually gets bound. So that is how that system works. So that is going to be fun to try out. Currently though, not using it, so I'm just going to put it back in its packaged state, I guess you would say, just to keep it all together. And of course you have this little measuring thing over here. Ooh, it makes a lot of noise. So you can put like different lengths of paper under here. So that's going to be fun to use. But okay, that's all I really wanted to say about this. So planner piece, have you found yours? What do you think your planner piece would look like? What do you need for it? Because I think a lot of people are looking for the system. And I think a flexible system that is of your own design is probably going to be best. But if you don't have all the means, I guess, to do that for yourself, then that might not be achievable. But I've been getting most of the stuff here, like this is secondhand. These came with that. This one was new, but it wasn't super expensive. These rings were like, what, not even $8 or something for 12. So that's also amazing. This one I printed for $26, but if you do it like I'm planning on doing now, you don't even have to do this. So all it really costs then is just your own printer paper and your ink and stuff like that. So that would be all you really use. And you need, of course, an application to make something like this design in. And if you're now going to say, well, that's where it kind of hits a snag for me because I don't have Microsoft Office, then you should probably check out LibreOffice, L-I-B-R-E Office. It's an open source Office package that has been out there for some time, and it has been improved over the years. It's very easy to use. It's of course slightly different from Microsoft Word. Things are maybe named slightly differently or possibly in a different menu, but it's mostly the same. And if you're used to Office, you're probably going to be able to use LibreOffice anyway. And like I said, it's free, so anybody can get that. You don't even need a Microsoft license for your Office, so you can make your own designs printed out a couple of them, put them on a ring, or not even if you don't even want to have this step. And when you found something that you really like, you can put it together in a ring bound system, or you can keep it on the book rings. Because I was also thinking, like, if I want to be even more flexible, I don't even need to do this. I can just go ahead and use this to occasionally add or remove some pages, because of course these guys open and then you can pull a couple pages out, put some papers in. So that's kind of like the halfway between a ring/disc system and a ring bound system, because in a ring bound you can't really put new ones in, new papers in, without having to stick them down with some tape or something. And in a disc system, the papers are kind of loose. At least my printer paper is not as thick as a standard Happy Planner page, so my printed pages would always kind of like slip off the discs whenever I try to put them on discs. It's not quite as solid as I would like it to be. That's why I kind of gravitated towards ring bound, or like a Filofax type system, but Filofaxes can't be turned all the way inside out like this thing can, so I'm kind of like looking for something that's kind of in between, and I guess this would be the closest to that. So maybe I won't even use this one very often. I'll just use these things and we'll see how it goes. Either way, the main planner piece comes from knowing that I have all the tools that I could possibly need to make my own flexible system that has all the things covered that I could possibly want in my planner at the time. So now that is really the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments what you think about Planner Piece. Should we be seeking it? Maybe not, maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. Let me know. And I'll see you in another video. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye for now.